know something about everything and everything about something. And so it also helps you diversify your knowledge.
Yeah.
Because we can't just say that, Mumbi, you did journalism, that is what you're going to focus on.
Yeah.
You know, like just knowing about, I can cook, I'm a good leader, I can interact with children, I can do some art.
Yeah.
So it really helps you to diversify your knowledge. And also, there's something funny about life. The moment you focus on chasing your own happiness, you'll never find it. It only comes if you help other people find their happiness.
True. A very good day to your viewers of the Quo Vadis YouTube channel. On today's show of Kubonga na Mayouths, we have a lovely lady with us today to discuss volunteerism and all the aspects surrounding it. Welcome, our viewers, and welcome, Immaculate.
Thank you for having me. I am a young, ambitious, self-driven, motivated young lady in my final year of my undergraduate studies. I'm doing chemical engineering in my last semester. And I'm also quite passionate about cybersecurity, data protection, information security, and I specialize in governance and risk compliance.
Some big words there.
We're trying to kujaribu tu.
Anyway, as you've heard, Immaculate is a lady with many hats on. Yeah, we can say.
Trying.
On today's show, we want to discuss volunteerism and voluntary work. And I thought you were best fit to discuss this topic because I've seen you volunteer in very many maybe organizations and communities, or basically I can see I've noted that you're a volunteer. Yeah, and I feel like in our society today, the young people don't really know the power of volunteership.
I agree.
Or just giving yourself without really expecting something back. Yeah, and maybe to you, what would you say is volunteerism?
Volunteering is giving your time, energy, funds to the community for a greater cause without expecting any pay in return.
Yeah, yeah, and you said giving your time and energy, which basically describes what volunteering is. And maybe we can add that word helping, because to some extent it's help.
Oh yes.
Because it's not that they don't have people to do it, they just want extra help.
Yeah.
To maybe do for where you're going to volunteer in, maybe to help in whatever they are.
I agree.
Or what they do. Yes. And maybe when people hear of volunteering, they think of helping the sick, helping the needy, and they don't know that there's a lot revolving around volunteership. And kuna corporate volunteering.
Yes.
There's now that one for emergency or those one where you help the sick and the needy. They start. And I don't know which one you have done, or you've done all.
All right. Good question. Which one have I done? I probably could start with how I started my volunteering. Then maybe that could explain what I've done and all. So it all started in high school. In my high school, we used to have a thing from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. You do, every holiday, you have to dedicate 1 week full to community service. And you have a form that has to be filled by the director of the organization or the center that you're volunteering in. And of course, at first you're like, okay, this is shortening our holiday. I mean, you have a 2 weeks holiday and then you're being told 1 week for community service.
Yeah.
And so I think I've done the one for helping. I don't know what name we could give it.
Maybe we can just give it community service.
Community service. Yeah. I've done a lot of community service in high school. I used to go to children's home because I love babies. I love babies. So I used to go to a children's home in Nairobi. It's called House of Charity. Children who've been abandoned by their parents. There's one that I handled and she was 3 days old. It was being taken care of by some nuns. And so with that, when I finished high school, I got to know about the community outreach program done by Strathmore. And so my friend told me about it, and I started because I loved it. I think, well, for that one, I was looking for things to do. But at the end of it all, you learn what you have to learn.
Yeah.
Everything that comes with giving your time and giving yourself to the service of the community.
Yeah.
And then that's one instance, like starting from high school and seeing it happening. Of course, at first it started like an obligation. You have to do it because you are a student of the school. But with time, you get to know these are the benefits of it.
Yeah.
And then I've also grown up in a very large family. Being the last one, you grow up, you have the privilege of being brought up by both your parents and your siblings.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't call it per se community service, but seeing your siblings wanajituma to make sure that as the younger sibling, you are getting kind of a better life than they did, you know, because community service is basically trying to help other people live a better life, you know. And so I saw it, and the concept of giving back got into me. If my sister can do this, they want me to go to, you know, the good schools. They're not my parents, they're just my siblings.
Yeah.
And so I think it really got to me. So I think I've done a lot of community service, a bit on corporate, because since when I was in Form 2, I have been a club mentor. And so it's not like you go out to help people. You don't contribute for foodstuffs, clothes, whatever. It's like you help run a club.
Yeah.
The administration tasks of that club. And so I think I've done a lot of community service and a bit of corporate. Yeah.
On my side, I think I've mostly dealt with corporate volunteering, whereby you go to an organization or to a company to maybe do some tasks in the aspect of volunteering.
Yes.
And I think it's something most people should know about, because yes, we are still campaigning about the community service part of volunteering.
Yes.
But I feel like also the corporate volunteering is something that many should know about.
I agree.
Because we're having so many young people at home doing nothing.
I agree.
And you have the energy, you have the skills, and you have the brains. And if you've done finance and you've not yet secured a job, you can use those skills to go to a finance company or a corporate place, or maybe accounting, and offer your skills just for the aspect of helping and also growing yourself.
Yes.
And I think we'll tackle that when we are talking about the benefits. And I've also indulged in community service. I feel like I love that part of it, because I usually ask myself, if Saint Mother Teresa would do all that at her old age,
Yes.
what makes you not to do that with all this energy and all these ideas and all
the youthfulness?
What makes you not? I feel like not to do so. I feel like that is my challenge when it comes to community service. And it's good. I actually saw it fit for you to come, because maybe if people feel like those people who are volunteering are people maybe who are well-to-do, like mse ako na do, so ako like, wacha tu nisaidie mtu.
And then you met me.
Yeah.
You know, a student.
I feel like people think they need to have a lot so that they can give, but you can give that what you have. That's all you have.
Sure.
And maybe now we can tackle the importance or benefits, or what we get to reap from this volunteering, maybe for us, to us, and to other people.
All right. It comes with a lot of benefits. First of all, you learn a new skill, especially for the corporate, even the community service.
Yeah.
When I finished Form 4, I was, like a majority of people when they finish high school, you used to be very busy. Well, I don't know whether it's just for me, but you used to be very busy, and then all of a sudden you have nothing to do other than the house chores and, you know, washing dishes, cooking. So I volunteered in the catering unit of my school. So I was like, okay, we always complain about this food. Honestly, I cannot complain, because in my school, used to have very good food. But you always, as human beings, you always find a reason to complain.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, why don't I go and see what happens behind that wall and all the energy and effort that is put for us to receive these meals.
Yeah.
I was not being paid, you know, But I learned something. I bet I learned making samosas from there. And chapatis, you should try my chapatis. You learn a new skill. With everything, most of the times when you're doing community service, you have to lead people. So you learn leadership skills. And so you learn a new skill. That's one of the benefits.
Yeah.
Another benefit is that you get to appreciate what you have, really. Because most of the times we tend to complain about so much. I have this pair of shoe, but I wish I had a better pair of shoe.
Yeah.
Until you go out there and you realize someone does not even have, you know, slides or even one pair of shoe. And so I think it helps you be grateful for what you have and occupy you as a young person, really, because like for me as a student, some of the things that I do, I'm not saying this because it's in the show, but just the other day, I got an award in the university as a university ambassador award, you know, because of the community service that I've been doing around. But does that mean that I don't have things to do? Engineering is demanding, you know. Cybersecurity is very demanding. But the free time that I have, you know, go out a school around that you want to go help clean their classrooms. I enjoy doing their walls because children love color. So it helps you keep busy and, you know, just not stay in your small space.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays when it's so easy to just stay in your room in the hostel and it's you and your devices.
Yes.
So I think those are some of the things that I think come with volunteering. What do you think?
Congratulations first of all
thank
on
you.
your award.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I feel you've tackled most of it, especially, okay, maybe young people are telling themselves, okay, Sunny, volunteer, then my friends, then the hangouts, then all that and all that. You can collect or gather a group of friends and go do community service with them. And one thing people don't know is that it helps you get to know people outside of your circle of friends or outside of the circle of people you you usually interact with. Get to meet people who may be in another field of studying or maybe of industry, of the job industry, and you get to even share ideas and get to listen to people's ideas that are out of this world.
Exactly.
I can say.
Yeah.
So it basically really doesn't revolve around ati unaenda ushinda umeosha umeboeka, you get tired.
It's not a boring life.
Yeah, it's not boring.
It's not boring.
Actually, if you get to visit this children's home, you can attest, you get to have so much fun.
Oh yeah.
And you get to even grow your youthfulness because you're around babies and all that.
And I remember someone telling me that if you're dating, maybe you're thinking, but I have this guy, free time, we're always together. Someone told me that one of the things that you should try if you want to study the kind of person that you want to do life with. Sometimes it's good, not just, you know, all the lovey-doveys and, oh, I love you, I like your eyes and everything. Sometimes it's good to take people to, let's go to a children's home and see how they would handle children, you know? Because life is not all about, love is not enough. Like, there has to be other things. And so you can bring your friends along, the guy you're dating, the girl that you're dating. Your classmates.
And I think it also makes you bond more. I mean, si kila saa hapo tu behind you, inside your four walls. But go outside and experience maybe your love outside there. And also mostly when you, I think it applies both in corporate and community service volunteering, whereby you get to network. Maybe you're there in that farm, you get to meet people who come to that farm and interact with them, and maybe that is where you'll get your job or your employment. Maybe that's where you get your funding and all that. It helps you network more. I would say on my side, I came here as a volunteer in Quo Vadis, and I've met very big people that I didn't think I'd meet, not mentioning His Grace, because where would I have ever met His Grace in life?
I know, right?
So it helps you network and get to know people that you didn't think you'd know. Actually, it opens doors that you didn't think they exist. Because maybe you're in that cocoon, maybe I'm a hairdresser, I've studied hairdressing, I just do this and this and makeup. And you get to go to a farm and volunteer as maybe catering, in the catering department. And maybe you made the head overall manager of that department, and you get to understand that maybe, okay, kumbe I can cook.
Yes.
Kumbe I can cook good food. Kumbe I'm hospitable.
Oh, yes.
All these things you
Yeah.
get to realize maybe when you're volunteering. Aside from the fact that maybe when you're working, maybe as a doctor, you're just revolving around medicine.
Yeah, and then I just remembered something that someone told me. There's this saying that goes, know something about everything and everything about something. And so it also helps you diversify your knowledge.
Yeah.
Because we can't just say that, Mumbi, you did journalism, that is what you're going to focus on.
Yeah.
You know, like just knowing about, I can cook, I'm a good leader, I
Yeah.
can interact with children, I can do some art.
Yeah.
So it really helps you to diversify your knowledge. And also, there's something funny about life. The moment you focus on chasing your own happiness, you'll never find it. It only comes if you help other people find their happiness.
True.
Yeah.
Reward.
Wisdom.
I think you've also touched on the leadership part. You get to grow your leadership skills. Maybe you didn't know you'd become a leader, but maybe in volunteering and getting to interact with other people, you get to understand that you can become a leader, a good one for that matter.
I agree.
Yeah, and these are just a few benefits. I don't know if you have any more.
I think those are the ones that I could get off my head. Yeah, but it really comes with a lot. You have to put yourself out there for you to be seen.
Yeah.
You know, because if I'm a good leader and I never lead anyone, we'll never know that I can lead people.
Yeah.
And so put yourself out there and just learn something new, do something extra. Because even in as much as volunteering is very good, the reason I was trying in school is because I need a job, you know?
True.
Volunteering is good. Jobs are very good, you know?
Yeah.
And so the moment you put yourself out there, that's how you're going to be noticed. You know, we did this, like for example, when we were starting Covatis, I used to be the secretary of the launch committee. And I mean, I had never been a secretary before. And then later I met someone like, they introduced Immaculate. We worked in the same launch committee and she's very good at that. She can handle that. And so I think the moment you put yourself out there, that's when people notice you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so also to be noticed because we're looking for jobs anyway. Yeah.
And also it looks good in your resume. If you've mentioned you've volunteered here and here and there, it makes a difference between you and that one person who's just with his or her degree or diploma or certificate, and it's just that. There's nothing more.
Yeah.
It really brings some color and oomph in your resume. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've touched on a few of the benefits. There are very many. You can research on that. But these are the few that we feel like are at the topmost of the list of the benefits that we get from volunteering. And we will end it at a parting shot from you, Immaculate, to the young people or to the viewers to us today.
As we finish, I think someone the other day told me that no one knows how good you are until you say it to me or you show me how good you are. So put yourself out there. As young people, I think looking for a job is not an easy task. And LinkedIn has come to help people, you know, put yourself out there. But more than that, how many people are graduating with the degrees that we have? You know, we're looking for what extra? I was looking at another application requirement, and one of the things they were saying that to have a record of helping the community, service to the community. And so in a world and a generation that it's all about me, my things, my device, my time, I think let's try not to grow very indifferent, you know, when it comes to community service. Someone has held your hand all through. And so it doesn't do any harm to hold someone's hand.
Yeah.
So let's put ourselves out there to be realized, to be recognized. We don't do it to be recognized, but when we do get recognized, it's a good thing because it's a plus.
Yeah.
To build your CV. So let's put ourselves out there and make the world a better place for everyone. Yes.
Okay, I can't add much to that wisdom from Immaculate. Yeah, but I'll end it with a quote that I read somewhere. It said, work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, and not to impress.
Wow.
And I feel like that is a mantra that can help you or aid you into getting into volunteering and exploring more of this world of volunteering, where you don't really need to get something back, mostly in monetary form.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Immaculate, for gracing our set today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And until next time, make sure you subscribe and like and share.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Bye for now.